make sure you're not past your memory.
I'm good. Should be alright. Alright. Let me get back in here. What's up, everybody? Hoffman Cisco here again, and let me tell you, it's been a rough one. We just shot about a half hour of film and had to restart because my phone didn't take it. But anyway, look, it's been a while since we've been here. Lots happened politically in the homeland. A lot's happened outside of our lands. Cisco and I haven't been able to get on the same page. I damn near broke my leg. And now we're back. Just put it that, we're a quick run through it. Any other questions, text me, email me, whatever, I'll answer them. But we had a few things that we wanted to cover today, such as Afghanistan's consequences of us pulling out, what's going to happen, what we did, things of that nature. Number 2 is going to be the woman who had a support hearing and whose child was taken from her because she was unvaxxed. We're going to speak on that. We're going to speak on Norway and what happened there. We're going to speak on Australia and the COVID camps and their ridiculous restrictions. And then we're going to end up speaking about Venezuela and how the president told his people to arm up. We'll go ahead and take it away on Afghanistan. Cisco, go ahead. Now that we give the Taliban more weaponry than 16 or 17 other nations. Billions.
Oh, man. How to squeeze an entire episode
into a 5-minute summary.
Into a statement. Wow. All right.
Curious. Go ahead.
All right. I got a lot to say. So much so that it should flow like water, and instead it wants to burst forth like a tidal wave right now, and it's just...
I believe you.
So I'm going to be real selective about what I talk about.
Remember, we don't condone violence. We prefer using lawful actions in our voice. So don't get misconstrued with anything we say. We're not saying to go take arms or anything like that. But I will stand up for myself, protect my family, my friends, and the people I care about.
Okay. First off, everyone is calling for Biden's resignation.
Understandably.
Right. Here's my problem with that.
We need to get rid of all 3 of them.
Unless you're absolutely stupid, you know that Biden isn't running things. You know he's not running things. You know he wasn't running things before he got in there.
Well, I just figured the switcheroo would have came sooner.
You know this. The failure, the massive
failure upon massive
failure. That it has happened and is happening and is continuing to happen.
In the past 8 months
there are too many one-way mistakes for it to be coincidental.
Yeah, we'll just call him Wile E. Coyote.
Helen Keller could see the connections as to what has transpired in the past 5 years in this country.
Yeah.
And Afghanistan's pullout
Well, no, it's been
was
longer than that, though.
was
There's so
a
much bullshit.
for me, Afghanistan's pullout was
Premature?
no,
Ridiculous? Because we should have never been in there in the first place?
it was exactly
What you expected.
what anybody that's been watching should have expected.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he isn't president half-assed for nothing.
And like I said, everyone wants to focus on him, and in so doing, they are really missing the forest through the trees because people understand your country isn't your country any longer and hasn't been for a while. And
At least
this
60
and
years.
this what happened in Afghanistan with the people being left behind, the service dogs,
American citizens were left behind
the
because
mothers,
our president our puppet can't grow a sack.
the mother's grieving voice being silenced.
Poor woman. Please reach out, ma'am, if we can do anything.
Understand what this administration has told you. It not with just their words, because they've said it with their words, but what they have told you exactly with their actions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just impersonating Biden.
And what they're continuing to tell you with their actions. Because while one mother is grieving her child,
getting disrespected by a puppet in chief
in Afghanistan, being lost to her, another's being stripped of hers.
Yep, and we need to get behind both these women. Actually, the one needs our support as patriots to let her know that her son's death was not in vain.
As a man, this deeply troubles me on a visceral level.
If this don't piss you off and you're a parent, then you ain't much of a parent.
It's a lot for me to see in 1 week, to see both of these women and the way that
they're being stripped of their livelihoods
and the way they're being treated by people who profess to represent me. That's the part that really
infuriates you. I get it. I mean, some things are always better left unsaid. Actions speak louder, right? So what we can do for them two women is let them know that we are here and we will help as we can. Now, we don't have much of a following, but you know what? Whatever we can do for them women, I'd be more than glad, because one, no parent should outlive their child, and two, no mother should have their child taken away by a government who thinks they know better than the parents.
Because she doesn't want to have, because she can't have an experimental procedure done. Yeah. Because her doctor recommended against it.
Because she had allergies to like everything. And I'm in the same boat.
So, like I said, make no mistake. They're speaking, this administration, the people claiming to represent you, they are speaking loud and clear as to how they feel about you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look.
And that's,
their goal is to collapse America. We know this, right? And honestly, we know the only way to stop it is to support local and take the money out of their pockets.
There are a lot of people who want to speak out, and they are scared to lose their jobs. They're afraid of what the future might hold.
Look how long it took us to get together and do this, man, because we were all having
our forefathers were incredibly brave men. They were.
But I accept that target proudly.
But our forefathers were men of faith.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what it's going to take to get people back in touch with their humanity. But those who profess to be liberal and have feelings for
Well, you know
all
what?
mankind and whatnot, I don't
Association aside,
I don't
right?
understand.
There's only a couple rules, you know? Treat people as you want to be treated. Don't steal, don't kill, and use respect. It's easy if you follow them rules.
And yet we have a people claiming to represent the people
They don't represent
that
me.
are doing all of those things.
Hell, I can't even get a fucking answer from our representatives in the House and Congress. Pennsylvania, yes. Manny Guzman and that stupid ass bitch's name. I can't remember it right now. But I've reached out to both of them so many times. And Manny Guzman, he's a punk. Because I reached out to him to help him find more small businesses to go visit and bring to light. I can show y'all the email. But his little bitch ass didn't answer. I called him. He didn't even return my call. So with leaders like that, we just need to say fuck you and do it ourselves.
I don't want to get on any kind of a preachy level because I don't know who is watching our channel and
Well,
who
no,
they
I have faith
and
in
who
God too. Don't get it
and who they
twisted.
profess to.
Don't hide. You're
who,
like you can't
no,
hide.
I'm not.
I
I'm
mean, I
not
know you
hiding the
already
facts.
said, but
Yeah, I'm
if you're
not
gonna
hiding
preach,
that.
you're gonna preach. It is what it is. They're gonna have to accept it.
But get right,
Yeah.
get right, because unless a miracle happens, we have some very dark times ahead, and it look,
We're all
I'm
about
not.
to like Jack Nicholson said in the Joker. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? We all about to be dancing that dance.
Um, it was supposed to be the last topic we talked about, but we'll talk about it now because that's a
Bring it.
perfect segue into the Venezuelan president coming out and saying, "Hey, look, all citizens, go out, buy a rifle, be prepared to protect home and country." He obviously
Meant it. You're not gonna say something like that you don't mean.
look, people. If you
And that's crazy from Venezuela because that's now like a Marxist area. Like ever since their collapse, they've been ran by socialist Marxists. So yeah, I mean, yeah, isn't that kind of what Hitler did? Brought all as many people as he could that were fit the creed, and armed them up and sent them to war.
no, Hitler took the guns.
Well, unless you agreed with him.
No, that was the government backing. No, that was the army. That was the government. That was the government turning against the people for the most part, like what's going on right now. History is repeating, but then again, what do we expect? Operation Paperclip. We took all of those people, we put them into positions of power here, and didn't tell
Colleges, NASA. I
right.
mean, it's all out. They've done released almost the whole fucking set on it.
We literally have a repeat of 1932 Germany playing out right here in America. We've had people that came from nations that were just under that type of rule that have come over here,
Coming over here begging for us to wake up.
begging.
Like they're straight up asking us, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you gonna let your great shit go?
And
Your freedoms.
and, and I know that there are a lot of patriotic people out there that have fear, but again, I'm telling you, if you don't stand up now, if you don't raise a
and
loud,
get behind each other.
exactly,
We need to get behind these women to start. We need to help them first, and then we move on to bigger pictures because once they see we're united, they can't push us. And we need to figure out how to do this. I mean, any sensible person knows, your race don't determine your character. you know. And once you can get past that and you start seeing people for character and stepping with respect instead of expecting respect first, you know,
No, it's
and
called self-respect.
well,
You
yeah,
know, and
definitely.
and if you have no self-respect, you're not going to be able to respect anybody else. So
Yeah, that, oh, you know what, that's something I was just having a talk with my neighbor Tony about. The
yeah,
gentleman you bought the hats from. Well, here lately, there's been this young hoochie with different guys getting it on in the back in his backyard. Now his landlord told him he has control over that backyard because he takes care of it. And you know, if you're not gonna like be stupid, he ain't gonna say shit. You know, Tony's a respectful guy, and you know he's not gonna kick somebody out of his yard if they ain't if they acting right. You know, well, long story short, this bitch has been fucking her dude or several dudes back there. I caught her once, and I'm glad my daughter wasn't with me, because I would have grabbed that dude up and broke his little scrawny ass. Just saying. He wasn't shit. He looked like a fucking toothpick. But bottom line is, they were doing something indecent in a spot where they shouldn't have been. They have no self respect. So I called them on it. Now every time I go back there and I see anything like that, I call her on it. You know, they don't even live in the house. But any self respecting person isn't gonna go get fucked outside and leave that shit on them and them whatever. It's disgusting. Brings us back to the God fearing ways. We have no morals.
as a nation, I,
Well, that's what I meant. As a
I,
nation, not me personally. I mean, I have morals.
look. I don't want to sound defeatist. I really don't. But people, if you don't take action, and I do mean like
Speak up. It's not necessarily take action like, you know, this.
yeah, no, I mean
We
it.
don't mean that by any means.
No,
Just
I
want to
mean
reiterate.
continue to the mothers and the parents that are going to these teachers,
Oh,
these
hats off, guys.
student councils
Great
and whatnot.
job.
Great
And the
doctors
little
the
kids.
doctors that are speaking out. We need more of
Yes.
that. We need more of that. We need more of that. We need more people going to Project
That aren't
Veritas.
scared.
We need
You
more
know,
of that.
because, I mean, you guys got to look at it like this. Like,
And
what is a life like worth living without freedom?
it's happening. It's happening. But it's happening in sporadic. Like, it has to happen all together. Like
We need to unify.
We need to do. Look, it has to be death by 1,000 cuts. This is a giant beast that we are trying to slay here. That has been inside of us metastasizing,
Yeah,
and now
well,
it
it's
is.
to the point where it's starting to pop.
And now
And if we
it
don't
is killing
do
the host.
something, it's gonna take our country. These Marxist ideas aren't what our country was built on.
And so now, that's all I'm saying is people now, yesterday, last week, last month. If you haven't started,
Yeah.
if you haven't started a channel, start a channel today. If you haven't started a
Or
podcast,
reach out to us. We will help you. You can come on our show. We can help you get a voice.
you know what I mean. Start a podcast. Like,
Like, you know, come be part of our research team.
look, nobody likes mainstream news, anyways.
Yeah. I
Get in-
want to launch several. I want to launch other
Get,
channels.
get in there and vid bomb them. Get behind them when they're speaking.
Like I said, I do
With-
want to start
with
other
a-
channels too.
with a
so
sign.
all they got to do is reach out to me, or you. I know you'd help me, and
Like,
you know,
like the guy at Yankee Stadium with the giant banner.
that was great.
We need more of that. We need people doing that all over the place. We need to make it like the new sport in America. We used to have football. We used
We
to
have
have
memes, but we need to take it to the next level. We
used
need
to
to
have-
step up.
we used to have baseball. Now we should have
Now we just have balls.
now we should have just balls and truth bomb everywhere. And I don't mean bomb as in like actual bomb, but I mean
Speak speak truths
exactly.
everywhere.
Bumper stickers, graffiti.
You know, send us a couple minute video, and I'll see what I can do about adding it to ours.
We used to do murals on the side
we'll
of.
give you a voice.
We used to do murals on the side of trains. Look, the revolution needs to happen, but it needs to happen the same way that the hip hop and breakdancing revolution happened. It needs to be something that is organic,
natural,
that is organic, that comes from
bridges
the people.
division.
Right.
And you know, freedom should bridge division. Your want to be free should make you want to do this.
Look, you as an individual should want to stay an individual and be able to work with who you want to work with. Associate with who you want to associate with without having to worry about some dude wearing a turban holding an AK-47 behind you, making sure you're doing everything right. Yeah. And if you think I'm talking about the news journalist in Afghanistan, I wasn't, because it's coming here.
Well, I mean, look how many people they brought in that weren't even.
Like I said, I'm not talking
None
about
of them
that.
people were fucking vetted. No, I'm not talking about down south either.
No, I'm saying I'm not talking about it. I'm saying, funny how that fits what's exactly going to happen here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's exactly
well, I'm just saying,
what's
a lot of the
here.
people that we brought in from over there, how were they vetted?
They weren't. They weren't properly vetted. You had a whistleblower come out already and say that the people that were getting on the plane he knew shouldn't be getting on the plane.
Well, I mean, they didn't even put the Americans first. So go ahead, pussy Biden.
Which is
take
why
your diaper having ass somewhere else because we don't want you.
Which is why there's still
we need a commander in chief, not a puss in boots, not a baby in diapers, not a dickless little fool. I'm sick of this shit. Like, we need a man, not necessarily, we need a person with heart in there. Look, someone that's going to stand up for our people like they would their own motherfucking family. And if they're not willing to do that, then they don't need to represent us.
Look, the bottom line is they're all criminals and they know it. All of them. From Biden to his son to Kamala Harris, they're all criminals. All of them. They're all
Commander
criminals.
in Queef.
They're all criminals. And we right now have criminals claiming to represent us on the world stage. And they're not even good criminals. They're petty criminals. And they're horrible criminals. And the real criminals, like criminals that were at it for a long time and actually...
Well, look what Newsom did. Not Newsom, Kumo. He released that anarchist from prison, the murderer, right before he gave up his seat. What a fucking bitch. I hope that... Man, I'm not even gonna go there. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I feel bad now.
Look, we've got open criminals representing the American people, and that's what's being represented. And they're not even the good kind. They're the
sloppy, dirty ones.
Right.
That drop the glove.
Right. They're the Mutleys. they're the Mutleys. They're the Mutleys. And we've got real, genuine bad dudes like Putin.
Well, look, it's like this. Like I understand Putin better than I understand Biden. Right. But Putin just wants the best for his country.
Right.
He kicked the central banks out. He said, "Fuck your VA XX. I don't want it."
I'm saying
now he's looking out for his people.
I'm saying we all.
I'm not saying he won't cut a few heads to get ahead.
I'm saying we all know Putin has had his criminal past. We all know he has a very dark history. Okay.
But what I'm saying, what he's doing is for his people is better than what our government's doing for our people.
I agree, and I'm saying, look,
and that's crazy.
He did it so long he was able to retire alive. And these are Mutleys. That is the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah, no, I agree. I fully agree. But I don't know. Like I said, Putin's making the right decision for his people by kicking out our bullshit, kicking out the banks, and grabbing gold.
I agree.
And why can't our president do what's right for us?
That's my point. Because he doesn't represent us.
Exactly. That was what I was getting at.
And that's exactly what I was getting at. And I was saying he's bad at what he does. He's bad at being bad.
That's because the diaper's falling off.
Like, and not just him, because I don't want to focus on Biden.
No. But it's the people above him.
Again, it's not Biden.
It's the Soros.
I'm not that one. I'm sorry. I'm
the,
educated. I know it's not Biden.
But he's the face of it. So
No,
the face of it's going to get.
He's not even the face of it.
What do you mean?
No one buys that he's the face of it. The press don't even. The press ain't even pretending anymore.
They already turned their back on that.
Right, they're not even pretending anymore.
That's because he's already in.
Moving on.
They're puppets in.
Right, moving on. He ain't even there. We know who's in power, and I'm speaking directly to them. Y'all are the Mutleys.
Because they're sloppy. But what do you expect from a Soros?
Like,
It's just ridiculous.
I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted.
You and me both. You know, I remember in the 80s we used to have that air show here. And they always had the Blue Angels, and I was so enamored by it. Like, I just wanted to do it. Like, you could see the guys in the cockpit. They would wave to us on like, we'd go up on the third floor roof. The whole family would go up. And it was just fucking awesome to see.
That world is gone, bro.
I know that.
That world is gone.
But that don't mean we can't make it different for us and come out on top. But the one thing that we do have to do is stop giving them our money. Once we cut off their money, then we can see the fish start flopping.
People need to stop looking backwards. They need to understand
that the past had already happened, and it taught us that this day would come. They just didn't see it.
They need to stop looking backwards. People need to understand where we are right now. Prepare.
On the very edge of losing our rights, our freedoms, our country, and if we take that thing, we might even lose ourselves.
People need to understand. Come to terms. Come to grips with it, because it is happening. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, whether you hope for better times or not.
And with the people that are in charge of our military, like General Milley, I mean,
it's happening. And unless people come to grips with that and get active, unless like, unless you do it, it's done.
We gotta stand together with these women. We gotta stand together with the people.
It's not just the women.
Well, the people
that need to get active
rights
everywhere.
Well,
these women.
That's a good starting point. That's somewhere where we can find a common ground, because any parent that's a parent.
Yeah, these women should be motivating torchlight.
Yes, they should be, you know,
for people to get active.
But as soon as we can start uniting under them, or people like that, or people for our freedoms, then we can make real moves.
But people, look, it has to be done like together. Now,
together, like. One person can't move a mountain.
No, but
many hands make light work.
Exactly. Everybody doing something is going to.
So, all right. Our point is this, guys. We gotta keep it short. Our point is, look, get up, raise your voice, raise your hands. Don't raise them like this. It's like, yo, fuck you. We're not gonna take it. Give them the bird. Give them 2 birds. You know, make your voice heard. And if you don't have a platform to do so, reach out to us, because as long as your video's appropriate for us to show, we'll show it. I'll throw it in a clip. We'll talk about it. Let's unite.
Unite under truth. Unite under truth.
Truth and freedom.
Educate yourself to prove true, and then unite under truth, and understand that when you hear this, when you hear lies being spewed, when you hear lies that you can literally look outside and be like, look, you're lying.
And they definitely do it just like that.
Right. Like, when you don't sit there, oh, whatever, you're just wrong. No, stop him, be like, look, you're lying, that's dangerous, knock it off.
Yeah, call it out.
Knock it off.
Show it, film it. Film it and call it out. Because you know what? Another thing,
because you are wanting to take my freedoms.
People. Let's make these people their memes again.
They're taking your kids.
Oh, that they are.
They are taking your kids. This mother was just the start.
Yeah.
That's why.
That was
That's
the first. That was a testing.
that was the reason why That's the reason why he's so focused on the mother. The mother should be a torchlight to motivate action.
Definitely. And
Action
that is exactly it.
that is nonviolent.
Well, it also hits me in the heart. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and trust me, oh my gosh, I would hate to be the person that tries to take her from me.
Like I said, this should be motivating to everybody out there that believes in some kind of truth and justice. If you're out there and you're listening, this should be motivating to you to get motivated and motivated even harder if you've already been motivated into doing things. Like, this is the time to redouble efforts. This is the time to
Yep.
triple down on supporting local. This is the time.
Yeah, this is the final stand here,
This
guys.
this is
This
our
line is
Alamo.
drawn.
This is our Alamo. They are coming. They literally told you we are coming for your kids, and they are now coming for your kids. Everyone knows where their line in the sand is.
My line's my family.
Mine too, and that is pretty much
And that's
everyone I know.
Family too.
So
I don't care.
So
because
let
I'm gonna defend my brother's family just as my own.
this everyone was waiting for the shot to be heard around the world to be
That's the shot.
A gun.
No.
No, they just fired the shot heard around the world.
That woman's kid.
They just fired the shot.
Well, I wonder. They didn't say if they
world.
gave it to the husband, the ex-husband, or not either. Him, because it was a little boy. It was an 11-year-old little boy.
That's not the point.
Well, no, I'm just curious because if the dad isn't either, then the state just got another,
Well, if they can strip one parent illegally of their parental rights, then they can strip both parents illegally of their parental rights.
Very true.
What's to stop them?
But my thing is, they ain't say shit about it.
Right.
I've watched like 4 or 5 different stories and looked into it. And
I haven't heard anything yet. I'll have to do some follow up on that. But
it's curious.
But that's my point. That should be the shot heard around the world, right there. Them taking that woman's child illegally.
You're absolutely right, and that's why I keep heading back to it too. We all got to find the thing that makes you fired up inside and want to talk. And
start talking.
Yeah.
To everyone. Start talking to your friends. Bring it up. Be like, yo, did you hear about that? How does that make you feel?
And I do that. And I like my boy Richie at work. He finally sees what's going on. Only took me a year and a half to crack through that thick ass skull of his. But he's starting to understand what it is. And his problem was I don't think he let mainstream media go long enough to realize that he was being lied to.
Well, no, it's a scary thing when you finally realize what these people want.
Yeah, you step away from that willful ignorance. It's a free fall.
It's a very scary thing.
It's a free fall, bro.
But now's not the time for timid souls.
No.
Now is not the time. They're coming for your kids. You're gonna be timid when they're coming for your. They're literally telling you they're coming for your kids. Now they're coming for your kids. This mother, like I said, only the first one. They're gonna do it some more. Yeah. Now that they've done it, they're gonna do it some more.
Well, yeah.
Yep. So that line, like he said, that line in the sand. Where is yours? Because mine was crossed when they took that mother's kid.
Oh yeah,
because that could have very easily been mine.
That
probably
made me go
will
Super
be.
Saiyan. Like I'm fired up over it. I am legitly fired up over it. It pisses me off to no end. So if that woman happens to catch this video, please reach out. I would love to interview you. I know you've already been interviewed quite a bit. Whatever we can do to help, let us know. I know we're not in the same state, but respect can bridge distance. And I respect that you have the strength to endure this for the American public to get behind you. I admire that. Don't break, don't give up. You got people in your corner. Just like our boy Joe, who is also having some rough times down in Florida. May peace be with you, man. Just find peace in your life. That's the best I can say.
Well, whatever I've got to say, to family, I
Well,
say
your
off
family,
camera.
he's just close to me. I consider him, I invited him on family, but I mean, if you don't get it, maybe seeing me say it might trigger something, you know. But we're all here.
I'm just saying, like, now is not the time for timid souls. I really mean that from the bottom of my soul. Everyone needs to
Yeah.
do what
Find the soldier in yourself. What makes you fight like a soldier? Figure that out.
find that inner puffer fish and get big. I'm dead serious. Find that inner puffer fish, get big, refuse to get eaten.
Yeah. I mean, look, I the reason why I didn't have my voice right away is because I was scared. But you know what? If they take my freedoms, what the fuck else do I have to lose besides my family?
And they're coming for that too.
Yeah, well, if they're making it where I gotta take that to work, then, I'm just fighting back now.
Like,
I'm not scared. Put a target on my back, it'll make me talk more shit.
I'm absolutely disgusted with the brass.
General Maxi Pad Melly.
I'm disgusted with
His
the
red pumps.
representative government that claims to represent me because it doesn't
No,
and hasn't
not at
for a
all.
long time and doesn't
No.
represent 75% of America
Well,
at
they
least.
don't represent America, period. Because if they did, they'd move with our best interest in heart.
Right. So,
So,
um,
closing out, what do you want to say?
closing out, I'm going to tell y'all whoever you pray to, pray a lot.
Well,
Get,
put your faith in their hands.
get,
I mean,
get,
that's what it is.
get right, get big, become a puffer fish, refuse to get eaten, and prepare. Prepare for very
Prepare
dark
like there's no
times.
tomorrow.
Prepare for very dark times.
Because if you haven't started, you're already behind.
Inflation has already gone through the right roof. It will continue to climb. So prepare accordingly.
All right, America. Have a great night.